Hey, buds. Thank you for tuning into today's episode when you can literally be doing anything else.
If you guys are somehow liking the content that we're putting out for you guys weekly, please feel free to leave a like or a rating on Spotify or Apple Podcast.
And if you want to watch us, you can find us on YouTube at the Fantasy Buds Podcast. You can leave a like or comment, and you can subscribe to us.
And if you even for some reason decide you want to follow us on Instagram, we are at Fantasy Buds Podcast to keep up with all of our daily advice and shenanigans.
Thanks for listening, and hope you enjoy the show. I think he'll have 47 this Sunday.
I don't think there's. I think there's no way
Dude,
Jeff
if
Saturday
you-
doesn't run the fucking
If you
ball.
look at his stats,
Like,
every game where he has over 25 carries, he fucking goes off.
Yeah.
Well, no, we're just going to give him 10 carries a game. Oh, you got fucking 70 yards with 10 carries? You're averaging 7 yards a carry? No, fuck you. Like, I'm over it, dude. I'm fucking tired of it.
Do you think Jeff Saturday will put Matt Ryan back?
Fucking, I don't know.
Welcome back, buds, to the Fantasy Buds Podcast. It's your host, Brian, Marc, and Tim. How are you guys doing today on this fine Tuesday?
2 words, 1 finger.
Pretty much.
Couldn't have said it better.
Yeah.
Fucked.
Yeah. So we have a fuck button. So that's pretty cool. We had a crazy week of NFL football. This past Sunday, we are leaving week 9, heading into week 10. Some really shocking games. The Lions beating the Packers.
Aaron
Oh,
Rodgers is
man.
fucking cooked, dude.
Is Rodgers
It's
done?
He's
Like,
done.
do you think so?
He's
Man.
done.
You think it's over?
You knew he
the
was
reign of
done.
terror?
You knew he was done. I think it was the second interception when he literally dropped back and threw it to nobody. Like there was nobody there. He just dropped back and threw it. Wide open interception for a fucking defensive end.
I do get people want to blame the rookies too as well, but I've seen Rodgers miss some throws he normally
Yeah.
makes. And look,
He
he's
was.
old.
He is old.
I mean, like he's getting old. Like not ever. Tom Brady's an anomaly.
It's
like-
just been a big distraction with the whole the offseason, him
Yeah.
wanting to get traded and
Yep.
losing Devontae Adams. Seriously, losing Devontae Adams hurt that team more than
I knew it was going to
We
be
really
a big
think.
blow, but I didn't expect it to be that bad. Like
I-
I thought, oh, hey, it's Aaron Rodgers. He'll figure it out.
but
Nope.
how about the Lions though? Holding them to 9 points. I mean, granted the Lions only scored 15, but
Aaron Jones did go down with an injury too, but
You don't see the Lions winning games like that.
yeah.
no.
Me personally, I think it was an outlier. I think you'll see more of the same from the Lions. The Lions are always like this.
Yeah.
They always fight. They're the best 7-win team you've ever seen in your fucking life. They fight every game. I think Green Bay's done.
yeah, I think Green Bay's done.
I think they're done.
Watch us be the catalyst. Lions just run the table, go to the Super Bowl,
That'd be so
Win.
funny,
have
actually.
Probably.
a dynasty.
If they did that with Jared
because
Goff.
we always jinx everything. But the Jets beating the Bills.
That was surprising.
Can we
That
say
was-
that the Jets are actually, dare I say,
They're good.
The Jets,
They are good.
We can say it.
Guys, the New York Jets are good.
With that
Can you
being
guys
said,
believe that?
with that being said, I hereby retract it is no longer the Jets test. It is now the Packers test.
Packers test.
No, that is it
It's got
now.
to be the Raiders.
The Raiders
Raiders
test.
test.
Dude,
Yeah.
everybody who plays the Raiders goes off. Like,
The Raiders.
But-
What is their record? They still only have.
I think they're 2-7, aren't they?
Who?
The
Raiders.
Raiders. They're 2-6.
They're 2-6.
2-6. Yeah.
They should be 6-2 because I think it was 4 of the games they had a multiple score lead and blew the multiple score
Well,
lead.
they need to get rid of Josh
They
McDaniels.
blew 3 17-point leads.
They need to get rid of Josh McDaniels, and they need to get a new quarterback.
Well, yeah, Derek Smith clearly isn't getting it done.
It's
so.
never going to change.
But how about the Bills? Like,
Yeah.
so we are fans, obviously, of the 8-0 now Eagles.
Yep.
And all we hear all season long is that we don't play anybody. When we beat those 7-1 Vikings,
Yep.
the 6-2 Cowboys, and I don't want to fucking hear that it was Cooper Rush because he was the second coming of Tom Brady. Apparently, he was undefeated
until
and
he
then-
lost.
until we make him look like the backup he is. It's now, oh, we haven't played anybody when that defense was the best
Yo,
in the
I don't
league.
care
Also,
if the Eagles lost to the Jets, they'd be getting grilled right
Oh,
now. So
100%.
You know
Grilled.
they'd be getting grilled. And the Jets are a good team.
They are a good
The
team.
Jets defense is amazing.
Dude,
They
Sauce
are,
Gardner is.
dude, we're seeing this trend now in football too. One elite cornerback will change your whole I think cornerbacks are more important than people say they are. I think they are so high. Look at Darius Slay and James Bradbury with the Eagles. Look at Chidobe Awuzie
Yeah.
with the Bengals. Look at who we were just talking about. I'm a little fry right now.
Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner with the Jets now.
And he.
Look at Trayvon Diggs. I don't care what people say. Trayvon Diggs is good. Trayvon Diggs with the Cowboys.
He gets burned a lot.
He's good this season. And their defense has been elite this season. Look at the Seahawks with Tariq Woolley, whatever, the
Woolen.
fucking big corner they have. Like, they just, I don't know, man. I think they're more important than
Did
people
you
say
mention
they
Darius
are.
Slay?
Yeah,
He did,
Darius
yeah.
Slay and
And
James
Bradbury.
Bradbury. Like, these elite shutdown cornerbacks can change a whole defense
Dude,
around.
it's nuts the fact that he's a rookie though, and if you guys watch some of the game, like there was times where he was step for step with Stephon Diggs, like he was on him. That's hard.
And
Look,
that's
I
not
get it,
easy
that's
to
That's not
do.
easy at
Look,
all.
look,
Like
I-
Stephon Diggs is arguably the second best wide receiver. I'll
Look.
still say Cooper Kupp's the best wide
Look.
receiver, but
He did get burnt the first play of the game, Sauce, but you also got a rookie going up against Stephon Diggs. Like,
Exactly.
an all-world wide
He-
receiver.
yeah.
Stephon Diggs started off, I'm pretty sure, with like a 45-yard catch.
He did.
Yep.
And then he didn't even finish with 100 yards after that.
No, and Sauce Gardner has been doing this the whole year. The Jets have another corner that's been good too. I can't
Was it
remember his
DJ?
name because I'm a little. I guess I'm sorry, guys. I'm really high right now.
Is his name DJ?
Jimmy,
They're not the ones that have CJ Henderson, is it?
no. He's on the Jaguars. I'm pretty sure.
I thought they traded him.
Oh no. They did trade him to He's still in
Jets.
the league
I
though.
think he's on the Jets. I think the other one's CJ Henderson.
It's bothering me now.
I think it's
Is
Sauce
Why don't
Gardner
we-
and
why don't we
CJ
check?
Henderson. I think he's on the Jets. I think
Look
that's
at
the two
us,
corners.
dude. Don't smoke weed, you guys.
It's DJ Reed.
This is what
Ah,
happens.
Never
was,
mind, I'm stupid.
It was DJ, but I was going to say DJ Reader. 'cause that's a
no.
Oh, C.J.
He's an older
Henderson's-
player.
He's an
right?
older
like
player.
a guy
He's a
we grew
completely
up
different
with.
guy.
Henderson's on the
It's
Panthers.
DJ Reed. But anyway,
Henderson's on the Panthers.
C.J. Henderson's on the
two young
Panthers.
stud cornerbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be winning games.
They're a great defense and they're a good team. I do think Zach Wilson's a little mid, but
Yeah, I'm not really sold on
Dude,
Zach.
Dude,
Yeah.
if they get a quarterback, they actually might be.
like a
like,
really
a
elite
really
team. They
scary
might be the
team.
next great team in the AFC.
Their defense is nuts.
Run game is good. Brees Hall will be back too. Like
He
I
will
mean,
come back.
trust me, I just have a feeling like he looks good.
He does look good.
He looks,
Like,
yeah,
he'll
he's
come
too
back.
explosive.
It is an
He'll
ACL
be
injury,
fine.
He'll be
but
fine.
everybody nowadays makes
Melvin
recoveries
Gordon,
from-
if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, pretty sure came off an ACL injury. One of his first years in the league.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
pretty
but he was
sure.
still with the Chargers.
I'm pretty sure he had one before he came into the season. The ACL injuries are not the same as they used to be.
Yeah.
No, they're not. I would say an Achilles injury is much more to
Much
worry
more
about.
significant.
Much more significant.
No, we can't. I don't even know if we could say that anymore. 'Cause,
Well,
you know,
James Robinson has cooled off.
he has cooled off. Dante Foreman, he's been up and down. Like, I need to see like consistent
okay.
Big enough
Yeah,
sample
yeah,
size.
yeah.
level. I'm not saying that you can't come back and play again. You can. It's
Yeah.
just what level of player you're playing at. So, and the Rams and Buccaneers, a 16-13 slugger.
The guys we grew up with are getting old, you guys.
Like Tom Brady, though, still let him down the field and won the game.
Vintage.
Vintage Tom
Fucking
Brady.
Matt
Yeah.
Stafford
Oh,
without
God, dude.
Cooper Kupp would be a backup at this
At
point.
At this point, yeah.
I'm convinced it's all Cooper Kupp at this point
He could get benched.
because I
Not
don't care.
this season, but
I don't care how great Sean McVay is. I mean, Cooper Kupp, it's every damn game.
Yeah, he's
like I mean,
just-
it's every game. Like since the beginning of last year, it's every fucking game.
he's just automatic.
Like
I love it how
so,
when we first started this. I was like, there's no way he repeats what he did.
Fucking incredible.
yeah,
Literally. Yeah.
Literally.
Thank you, fuck
Yep.
button.
And that's why it's like we all sat here and we were like, there's no way Cooper Kupp does what he does last season. There's no way he repeats it, and he's doing better than what he did the last season. So
I was
you know,
like,
And yeah.
he could do less, and it would still be wide receiver one level.
fucking doing more.
And he's
He's
doing
like-
more now.
I
What the fuck,
personally
dude?
thought Justin Jefferson would have a better season than Cooper Kupp, and it's
I mean, I think Justin Jefferson's what, the number 2?
I think he's
Or is he
like
the 3?
in fantasy. I think he's the third receiver, but it might be different after
Well, I
this
know,
week. 'cause
no
he
matter
did-
what, I know the 3. It's Diggs, Cup, and Jefferson. I just don't know in what order. Oh,
Jefferson
Jefferson's
is 4. No, I'm not sure, but Cooper Kupp has been automatic. I think Matt Stafford is very mid at this point. I even think Tom Brady is very mid at this point, but he did still lead him down the field and come back. But at the end of the day, though, it was still an ugly, sloppy win.
With that game, though, when you watch it, nobody defended the sidelines. They could have ran out that clock and didn't give it back to Tom Brady, but it was shitty play calling. And they're just leaving guys wide open for Tom Brady to just stink and dunk down the field again and just get chunk plays.
I think it's good to mention that the Rams defense has been abysmal.
It has been abysmal. People were very afraid to play their players against the Rams defense. Like at the beginning of the last season and the beginning of this season, they were saying it's going to be a tough matchup with the Rams.
Now you're like, let's go. My player plays the Rams. Like, let's go. My wide receiver plays Jalen Ramsey. Let's go. Like,
see, that's the thing, how quickly things can change in the NFL.
Shit's whack.
1 year later, the Jets have an elite defense, and the Rams they might be the worst against the pass.
Yeah.
This season. I know that they're down there.
And how about and even the Seahawks? Like
they've been very surprising.
That's so shocking to me with Geno Smith, like a resurgence of his career.
What did everybody miss with Geno Smith? Like, did he just need to kind of?
I mean, he was on the Jets, lots of bad coaching.
True.
No weapons.
No help.
Never on a good team, never really given a chance. Like, now he's got his chance. And
good
He's doing
receivers
good.
they're
as well.
6-3. That is legit.
Yeah, I think we've seen enough at this point. Geno Smith is good. I said it before on this podcast. I've definitely bought into Geno Smith at this point. Like, I think he's doing better than Russell Wilson. The Seahawks look like geniuses right now. They look like a bunch of mad scientists.
They really do.
Right now. Because
and they hit on every draft pick, too.
and which is uncharacteristic of them. And they've drafted mostly poorly the past couple seasons. They've reached in the first round for a lot of guys. But
Rashad Penny.
right now, they are making everybody look stupid. Pete Carroll, he might be a boring coach. There's a reason why he's been a coach for as long as he has in the NFL.
He did it at USC.
You don't last for this long. Look at John Harbaugh, Pete Carroll, Andy Reid. You don't last this long. You're doing something right. Sean McDermott.
Yep.
These guys last a while for a reason. They're doing something right. And I've totally bought into the Seahawks. They're a good team. They're better than fucking the Cardinals. You know, I don't know what's going on with them too. Kyler Murray is so overrated. Cliff Kingsbury is overrated.
Stinks.
Too. Like these guys need to go, in my opinion. I think Kyler Murray I think there's a reason why they put that shit in his contract or try to in the beginning.
He's playing some fucking COD. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Somebody said that when Kyler Murray runs, it looks like a toddler that stole his mom's phone.
No, it
Seriously.
does.
And I don't know why, but it's so fucking
He looks
funny
like
to
a
me
kid who
because he just fucking scurries. Like, he doesn't run, he scurries.
He looks like a kid who just did something wrong.
Yeah.
Kind of.
He doesn't run like this.
Yeah,
He doesn't
like-
run like this. It's just, it's like,
It's
I
like
mean,
kind of
like-
fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Seahawks are good. Their defense has been good. We were talking about Tariq Woolen. I feel so
Tariq
bad.
Woolen, yeah.
Woolen, yeah, we were talking about him earlier. They're a good defense. They just have a good team.
They do.
I'm curious to see if they're going to be tough to play against once the playoffs come. Maybe they'll get a home game.
Maybe they will.
We'll see what happens.
And Frank Reich getting fired.
What do you guys think?
I think it was probably, I don't think he had help, but I don't think he was the answer.
You have Jonathan Taylor as him. What do you think?
I'm so happy. You have no quarterback.
Jeff Saturday is the
Well,
interim
now
head
that I
coach.
say this, you have no quarterback, which means they'll probably still throw it about 40 times a game going off the Colts. Realistically speaking, it should help Jonathan Taylor because, maybe he'll get more than 16 fucking carries. Colts.
Maybe.
I
think he'll have 47 this Sunday.
I don't think I think there's no way
Dude,
Jeff
if
Saturday
you-
doesn't run the fucking
If you
ball.
look at his stats,
Like, I
every
just-
game where he has over 25 carries, he fucking goes off.
Yeah.
Well, no, we're just going to give him 10 carries a game. Oh, you got fucking 70 yards on 10 carries? You're averaging 7 yards a carry? No, fuck you. Like, I'm over it, dude. I'm fucking tired of it.
Do you think Jeff Saturday will put Matt Ryan back?
Fucking, I don't know. I don't
Because
know.
I don't think Sam Ellinger's look very good.
I think Matt Ryan will
can't
come
fix
back
that
in.
team. You can't.
Like,
Because that was Frank Reich's decision to bench Matt Ryan the entire.
Yeah, and it's like I don't think Sam Ellinger is really doing enough right now to stay the whole season. I mean, he might get another game or two, but I agree with you. I do think Matt Ryan will come back at some point.
I just think all these coaches or not the coaches, but the GM, like they just keep bringing in these Band-Aid quarterbacks. They don't go all in for like a star or even
Just
high in the
tank a little
draft
bit.
and get. I mean, they have a good team. They can win, but like throw some draft picks and trade up in
Yeah.
the draft and go get a young quarterback.
Don't trade for Carson Wentz.
Don't trade for Carson Wentz or Matt
Don't
Ryan.
trade for Matt Ryan.
Phillip Rivers. Like,
Now you're not going to get, any of these quarterbacks.
like I get Andrew Luck retired on you, but
Like, you might have to give up a good player,
Yep.
and move up in the draft. Like, you have a lot of talent on. Colts have a good defense as well. It's actually good to mention.
like if they had a young, good quarterback, they could sustain
Do a lot.
success for a while.
I mean, like, you have a young stud running back, young stud receiver,
Like,
good offensive line.
It's banged up right
If
now,
they-
but when healthy, it's
right.
great.
Yeah.
if they do this next year, there's no way that they just hit the fuck it button and blow everything up, right?
Yeah, because I don't think running backs
Like, there's
are
no way they
important enough
trade. There's
to
no way they
where-
trade away Jonathan Taylor.
I think they
No.
would. I don't think running
Not
backs
yet.
matter enough.
See, that's the thing.
But,
Is
like,
I
if they
feel like they
decide-
would. Not this year. It would be like next year if they're shit again.
If they decide to,
Yeah.
like if they decide to do that, Jonathan Taylor is gone, dude. I think
I think you're right.
teams don't
That's
value
the
running
thing.
backs
It's
enough
like,
anymore.
They're not going to do it this year. There's no. Well, they can't do it this year. The fucking trade deadline passed. But
But
I
do
don't
you
know.
do we think it's good for Jonathan Taylor this year? Because he has been banged up as well. Do you think maybe it's just maybe we should be trying to sell Jonathan Taylor at this point?
I don't know because I haven't seen fucking enough of Jonathan Taylor.
I would wait to see what Jeff Saturday does because I feel like you said, he is going to run that.
I just think there's
football.
no way he
I
doesn't run that
fucking hope.
football.
I don't
man.
understand.
fucking
He is gonna pound that
way.
football.
I don't understand the
Man,
thought
I-
process of the Colts sitting there last year going, wow, we had a dude that just fucking snapped and was borderline unstoppable. Okay, no. And then they just do something else. Makes no sense. I don't know what it is with teams doing this with these stud running backs to where they're just like, hey, congratulations, you had a great year last year. Enjoy that being the highlight of your career and then that being it. I don't get it. Jonathan Taylor's a generational talent. He's the best fucking running back in the NFL. Without a doubt, he's the best, and you're just not going to use him. One game, he had over 20 carries. Two. Sorry, one he had 30.
See,
Like,
Yeah.
see, I kind of think that
I'm just over it. Like,
I
ugh.
kind of think Derrick Henry's the best.
Derrick Henry's the best
Mm.
runner.
Dude,
pure
other
runner.
teams, everybody knows what Tennessee is gonna do. Dude, Derrick Henry still Malik Willis threw not even 10 passes, and Derrick Henry still went off last
Well, I mean,
night.
Jesus Christ, if you have a 6
Or,
foot,
I'm sorry, Sunday
he's
night.
what, 6'3", 250?
Yeah,
Like-
I'm sorry though.
I
I
think
think it's-
CMC might be.
I was just
still.
gonna say I think it's CMC. In my
I
opinion.
I gotta stick with my guns with Jonathan
I don't
Taylor.
know. I think CMC, Saquon, and Henry are all better, in my opinion.
I don't know if I can put Barkley above him. I'll give you CMC and I'll
See,
give you
I
Derrick
just
Henry,
think,
but I
like-
don't know if I can put Barkley above him.
I think if you switch their situations, the Colts are a lot better. I mean, you're just seeing Barkley go off on the Giants. Like, I think Barkley's a big reason why the Giants are as good as they are because I don't care. Daniel Jones sucks. Like, I don't care. Like,
Daniel Jones doesn't fact stock. That is true.
I'm sorry if you're a Giants fan. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I really do think Daniel Jones sucks.
Yeah, they need to upgrade there.
Yeah.
If they had a better quarterback, they would probably.
I think they'd actually be a really damn good team.
they would
because
really challenge us for the division. I think.
Their defense has been better than expected as well, and their offensive line's actually been surprisingly solid.
Yeah, it's the NFC beast
Yeah.
Now it is.
right now.
Oh, and not trying to change, but going back to what we were talking about earlier, the number one wide receiver is not Cooper Kupp.
Oh yeah, it's Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, it's the guy that none of us wanted to fucking draft because we didn't trust
Yeah.
Tua.
Guys, we're sorry. Stop fading stud receivers who change quarterbacks.
That's
If they get it done, they get it done. The great ones always
They're
get it
still
done.
good.
Just never don't fade again.
yeah.
Lesson learned.
Never question it.
So why don't we move on to our segment I like to call "What Happened?" And we're gonna start with Justin Herbert.
So this
What
is,
happened with Justin Herbert?
So this is
season?
basically guys who were maybe highly touted coming into the year
big names
and who have let you down so far.
they've been very up and down and very inconsistent and have not been helping you win your fantasy matchups. We are now heading into week 10, so we're passing the halfway point of the NFL season. So it's a big enough sample size. Now, there's some context. Some of this involves injuries. Some of this involves team play injuries to other positions around them. A whole number of factors. But with Justin Herbert, I think the answer is very clear. He tore his rib cartilage and played through it. Apparently he's fully healthy now. I don't think so.
Bullshit. There's no way.
I mean, with the way he's been playing, I feel like he's playing through an injury still. And not only that, he hasn't had Keenan Allen, who's been out with a hamstring injury. He's lost multiple offensive linemen, including Rashawn Slater, his left tackle.
Their best offensive lineman.
Their best offensive
also
lineman.
just lost Mike Williams.
Lost Mike
as
Williams.
well for at least a month.
And not only that, Austin Eckler has been getting a lot of touches now.
Yeah.
And if you can see from when Justin Herbert got hurt against Kansas City, that is when Austin Eckler started going on his tear.
His fantasy stats, Justin Herbert, have also dropped off since his first two games.
Like he started
since he got injured.
He had almost 300 yards week 1 with 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
He started off just like himself.
Yep. Next week against Kansas City, where he got hurt in the fourth quarter, 334 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. After that, not even 300 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 1 fumble. Next game, 340, 2. And then after that, it's just he hasn't even broken 300 yards since that game. So.
And look, a lot of it is there are a ton of injuries on the offense. Don't get me wrong. But
including himself.
I think Justin Herbert, his own injury, he's not healthy.
Even when you watch him play, I don't know if you guys watched any of the red zone game, but if you watched him a while, the way for a long time when he runs with the ball, he's one of the quarterbacks where he keeps his arm down as he's running with the ball. All last game, even when he was in the pocket, he was standing like this. Ever since he got hurt, his arm has been like this, tucked in, holding the ball like this, no matter where he's at. Normally he would just turn and look like this, but he's moving his whole body now. So I definitely think there is still something going on with that, and they're just saying, no, he's fine.
No,
there's got to be. There's no way.
He's hurt. I guarantee soon as this season ends, it's going to come out. He's going to have some kind of surgery. He's going to have something. I'm telling you, there's no way he's healthy because we've seen him throw bombs to nobody before. Like, I've seen it. Like he's good enough to where he can get it done.
He was going to be on a tear this season.
Yes.
And that injury, I think, really
injuries on the offense haven't helped. I also think Brandon Staley's a little overrated.
Yeah, he's totally overrated
as well. Yeah, I think he's a little overrated.
Like just constantly fucking going for it.
I don't think he's helpful.
You're blowing your games, like when you have the lead or you could win. Just take the points sometimes. And I don't think he's the guy there.
Yeah. I don't either, but I do think Justin Herbert is, and I think he will. Maybe this year, time to look elsewhere.
I think at this point you got to, especially fantasy-wise, I think you have to. Because now you're in the make or break it part of the year. Like you can't, if you're like a team that's just on the outside, like in our league, me, I'm just on the outside. If I have Justin Herbert, I'm at the point now where I can't afford really to lose another game because that's how close my division is. So I can't really bank on Justin Herbert, especially with the schedule coming up. San Fran next week, Kansas City, Arizona, Vegas. Those should be 2 easy games. Miami, their secondary starting to get it together a little bit. And then Tennessee, good luck with that one. You're not winning that one.
I just think the injuries are piling up on him. Like I've already established, he's definitely not 100% healthy.
Yeah.
And if you're not, look at DeAndre Swift right now. I just got a fucking update on my phone about Jamal Williams being the number 1 running back now. Look at this shit. Like, if a guy's not totally healthy, he's not going to fucking be himself, and he's not going to play as much. And Justin Herbert, who knows? He could get knocked out again. I hope it doesn't happen, but we don't know. And some of these games are fucking tough down the stretch. So
yeah, I would look to upgrade.
I would maybe look for
Justin Fields might be on your waiver wire still somehow. I would, if you're a Justin Herbert owner, I would look to get an upgrade. I wouldn't say get rid of Herbert if you're gonna pick somebody up. Maybe keep him just in case he ends up coming through down the stretch. But I would start looking somewhere else. Even a trade.
Yeah.
Maybe you could package Justin Herbert with somebody else.
Yeah.
And you can upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It scares me because I'm a Justin Herbert owner, and it has not been pretty.
It's something going on. There's something that they're not saying.
We'll have to wait and see
happening
to the end of the year.
We'll have to wait. But another quarterback, what happened to Aaron Rodgers. I think
Shrooms.
too many shrooms.
Devontae Adams.
Devontae
I'm
Adams.
I'm
you
gonna
fucking name it.
Disagree
LaFleur.
with the psychedelic thing. I think Rodgers is fucking just old and he has no weapons anymore. This is not the same Packers team. This is not Jordy Nelson anymore. This is not it's just no weapons. These rookies are not reliable.
Yep.
Romeo Dobbs is not reliable. Christian Watson is not reliable. These guys aren't playmakers. Aaron Jones, honestly, is a little inconsistent too.
Yeah.
At this point, like we've honestly
AJ Dillon hasn't been shit.
AJ Dillon hasn't done anything. Like he is not getting any support at all. And I think coupled that with him being 38 years old, he's due.
I think
He's honestly due for a downfall almost.
I think it's either what you just said or it's going back to what we said, like when we first started filming the podcast, was that he just doesn't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he got his
Like
final
he
payday.
got his
like
money. He
his
knows
thank you
his
contract.
window for Super Bowl's closed. He knew it once Adams left, and now he's kind of just like, all right, fuck it.
He got his thank you contract,
care.
basically.
And I think that honestly, I think that's what it is because it's like you said, he's 38 years old. They are nowhere near Super Bowl
Tom
contention.
Brady's also, like, we keep, like, subconsciously, we compare everybody because Tom Brady's 45.
Yes.
It's a complete anomaly.
It really
Like,
is.
these guys
Nobody
fall
does that.
off
Well, have you
eventually.
seen like Tom Brady's diet?
Yeah, like, he
Dude,
honestly
he like fucking filter feeds and eats lettuce. Like that's it. That's all he does.
He has a trainer for everything.
Like it's nuts.
And, like he takes care of himself, but that's besides the point. It's just, I really think it's gonna sound stupid, but it's just him getting old.
That's
like
yeah.
these
absolutely.
guys that we grew up with are getting old, and it
I think
sucks.
that's all right.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah,
But
that's it. I know I'm a future Hall of Famer. I won a Super Bowl. I got nothing to prove. I'm first ballot Hall of Fame.
He's coming off 2 back-to-back MVPs.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's got
I
nothing
think
left
he's
to prove.
kind of just whatever.
Yeah.
Like if we win, we win. If we don't,
He's just
No.
meh. That's it.
He's made enough Pro Bowls.
Yeah.
He's got enough stats.
he's a first
Like,
ballot Hall of Famer.
I think he's just going to play out his contract. And
Yep.
then
That's it.
It's going to be like Ben Roethlisberger.
I totally. That's actually a really good
That's
comparison.
this is what it's feeling like for me. I think
Here's a question.
What?
Not to cut you off. Do you think it's possible the Packers say fuck this and trade his ass?
Nah, I don't think they would have paid him.
no, not after paying him.
I think they might like do what they did before and kind of get his heir. Like now they might actually try to draft his heir, like his real heir, not Jordan Love.
In another scenario, maybe the Colts,
That's why I was thinking is like,
but
do the Colts
That
say
would just be the same.
I
It
know,
would
but
just-
that's the
Like,
thing.
it would be
fits
dumb
the
for them to
fucking-
do that.
Yeah, but it's the Colts.
yeah,
It fits.
they've done it for like 5 straight fucking years now.
Let's just hey, I have an idea. Let's not tank and just get a normal quarterback to help build around our generational talent running back. Nope. Matt Ryan.
Matt
Like-
Ryan,
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz, but maybe Aaron Rodgers is next. No, I doubt it though. He just got paid. They're gonna make some moves in the offseason. They're gonna try and push their chips towards the
Yeah,
center of the
I think it's
table
done.
and try and contend again because you do have Aaron Rodgers on a big contract, so you might as well try
Yeah,
and
I
win.
just think I think his head's out of it. I think he's really at the point now where he's just like, all right,
Or it could be just the
this
fact
is it. I'm done.
he
fuck
just
it.
doesn't have the weapons right now. I think that also is a big contributor to it.
My guy, I'm sorry, but that one interception, it didn't matter. There was no weapon that he was throwing it to.
Guys,
I
I
know.
also
Like, yeah.
I
I
know.
think Matt LaFleur is a little overrated.
No,
Yeah.
Matt LaFleur's a good coach, but well, actually, I can't even really say that because
Just a
Devontae Adams
little.
bailed him out of so many situations last year.
I feel like I'm saying that a lot, but yeah, I feel like
No, you could be
Matt
right.
LaFleur is
You could be
low.
right.
I feel like you're low
I
overrated.
don't
at
think
this
you're too
point.
far off from that.
Yeah, I think you
little.
could be right.
A little, not like where he's bad, but just a little. Who's next on your list?
Jonathan Taylor.
Oh,
What happened to this?
well, I feel like we've already talked about this.
Let's see. You want to know
Let's
what
dive
happened?
into
I'll tell you right
details.
now what happened.
But yeah, go ahead.
Go
Sir,
ahead.
'cause you
No,
had-
you go ahead first.
No.
Okay.
You
wanna know
have
what
him.
happened?
So
We're gonna go week by week. This is
go
what
ahead.
happened. 31 carries, 32 points, 9 carries, 21, 20, 10, 16. That's what happened.
What, you talking about his carries?
Yes.
All
Because
went down.
that's what I'm saying is like, we talked about this before with Derrick Henry when we're all like, do you like give a shit or not give a shit about Derrick Henry? The games where Derrick Henry got over 25 carries to 30 carries, he was dropping almost 40 points. Any one of those, so let's just say week 1, 31 carries, week 3, 21. That's 10 extra carries. Any one of those 10 extra carries could have been that big run or a touchdown.
Thing is, though, is I think Derrick Henry's another guy where we can't really compare anybody to Derrick Henry.
No, we can't.
I mean, Derrick Henry.
Well, I mean just carry.
Derrick Henry is like Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm
dude.
just
Like,
talking about
I
just
mean,
carry
he like
wise.
he doesn't get hurt. he gets 30 carries a game. Like, Jonathan Taylor has been hurt.
He's been
this
hurt
season.
this year. Yeah.
And I think that's why they're not giving him 30 carries a game. Like, these guys just get hurt now. It's just, and I don't think the Colts are going to do that again.
No.
I don't think we're going to see 30 or 30
Maybe not this
carries
season,
anymore.
or
Maybe
at least until he's fully healthy. But I think he has been playing on an ankle
banged
injury.
up the whole year. And the ankle is something that can bother you for the whole season.
Well,
It
now they
really
really
can.
don't have a choice because of what happened with what's his name, Jackson. He's still hurt, right?
Well, he's also hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like they have enough
They
mid
have
running
Philip
backs
Lindsay.
to where, like,
Oh,
Philip Lindsay, Zach
not Mr.
Moss
Stealing
now.
your carries. Jesus Christ.
Zach Moss and Jordan Wilkins, just
No, that's right. They do
a
have
bunch
Zach
of
Moss.
trash, basically. But like,
God, they have Zach
but
Moss.
I don't think they're going to force Jonathan Taylor to play a lot this year. I think we're going to see him be banged up the rest of the year.
No, it's what? It was the same injury he's had twice, right? In the same ankle.
His ankle.
He fucked up his ankle, came back, and then fucked it up again.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to be like DeAndre Swift where he barely plays.
It
but
doesn't-
it's going to, I think he's going to be banged up the rest of the year.
It just doesn't go away. And I think also the offensive line has been very banged up
Yeah.
Yeah.
in Indianapolis.
And that's good to know because their offensive line consistently is ranked in the top 5 by Pro Football Focus.
That's why
every
he
single
went
year.
number 1 overall. This is the number 1 overall pick, and I haven't seen a number 1 overall pick be this disappointing.
Besides barring injury.
barring injury, like he hasn't been. It wasn't like he
Tore his ACL week 1.
and he was out
Like
for the
Jamal
entire-
Charles.
like that.
And the year
That's
David
just bad
Johnson
luck.
shattered his whole arm or
Yeah.
something and was out like
His hand.
his hand.
Yeah.
He was hurt the whole year. But look, you guys draft Jonathan Taylor next year because
Yeah.
he is gonna fall in your draft,
Yep.
and whoever drafts him is gonna get. It's gonna be just like fucking
Mhm.
Saquon Barkley this year.
It's gonna be like 2021.
I'm telling you, draft him when he falls into the second, third round next year.
It always happens.
Yeah.
These guys, they get drafted super high, and then people get hurt by them, and then they just avoid them, and then they fall to somebody later
I
in the
don't
draft.
see him falling that far that year, though. I see him
I
falling
think the
second,
second
round,
round.
but I don't see him falling to the third. Because if
Who?
I have like Jonathan Taylor, if I have like the 10th pick, I'm
What the
taking him at
fuck?
10.
He ain't falling to the third.
That's what I'm saying.
The
Or
second
the
one-
second.
No.
No. I'm talking like he could fall like outside the top 5.
I don't know. I wouldn't take him in the first round next year.
I would.
I
It depends on if I have him. If I have like pick 8, who the fuck am I going to take? Najee Harris.
No, I'm not
Like-
taking running backs in the first round anymore. I'm telling you that. That
I
era
would,
is
Well,
dead.
I would
It all
take him at
depends on
the
the-
end of the first round.
Yes, it depends on the pick that you have. Like if I have a top 5 pick, I'm sticking wide receiver. Like I'm past taking a running back top
I
5.
second that.
I'm over it. I'm done with it. It's
Yeah. I think
I'm
you got to
past the
take
running back at the top
Cup,
5.
Jefferson, and
Yes.
I'm still even with the disappointing games. I'm still probably gonna take Jamar Chase over these running backs.
You have
like,
to.
I mean,
Jamar
he's-
Chase started getting it together and then he died. So
I mean, he might win you a couple games by himself, but
Well, how about Ezekiel Elliott? He's been a lot of people took him as a, oh, this is my RB2, safe for the entire season. Just a ton of fucking mid.
it's same thing we see every time. 5 years.
Like what
You get a 5-year
happened?
lifespan out of running backs now, and that's it.
he's just a touchdown dependent RB2 at this point.
I think so as well. He's also he's splitting carries with Tony Pollard.
And it's a shame because like the Cowboys kind of just won't unleash Tony Pollard for some reason. Like
Yeah, they're gonna keep Zeke there just to
I guess make Jerry Jones happy.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
literally what it
Jerry
is.
Jerry
Jones
Jones
likes
fucking
Zeke.
loves him.
I don't know, but
Like
I
we're
hate
so
Jerry.
like we are so lucky that Jerry Jones is the fucking owner of that team
Uh-huh.
because as long as Jerry Jones is the owner of that team, we got fucking nothing to worry about.
like part of me kind of feels bad because like he just has his hands dipped into the team so much.
I
But
know.
but
For 3 decades.
I think Zeke, it's like you said, he's very mid. Now
Yeah.
he's touchdown dependent RB2.
The tread on that tire.
He's boring. His ceiling is 18 points. Maybe
Well,
he'll get you 2 touchdowns,
the
maybe
main thing was he
sometimes.
lost his explosiveness.
Yeah, he
That's what
doesn't
made
have
him
it
so
anymore.
deadly. Like in years past, was that he could just break off a 40-yard run like it's nothing.
You see what happens with Tony Pollard in this offense. He
He's
breaks it out to
explosive.
the outside.
Yep.
He is off
See,
running.
Oh, I know he's explosive. He dropped a fucking 60-yard touchdown against me last week.
It's okay. At least you didn't have Joe Mixon have the best game since Oklahoma against you.
You got
Whoever
fucked.
just
One
got,
player.
whoever just had that fucking
Like if that doesn't
whoever
happen,
just
I
had that
win.
shadow of LaDainian Tomlinson drop on him, I'm sorry.
Like you can't make that up. And it's like that's just such the perfect player to do it against me because I've
Yeah.
like been on his train and I kind of fell off him because he fucked me
Yeah,
so many
you can't
years.
write that it was you
taking
of
him in
all
the fir-
people to have that happen to. Yeah.
I don't
I've
care.
been saying this. There are fantasy gods.
You
There
still-
are.
Oh, there are.
You
there
still
100% are.
don't draft Joe Mixon in the first round. Still, he's still a bad first round pick. in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, just Zeke is just
He's mid.
I think it's over for him. He's
So
just
do I.
he's
I
used
agree.
up.
I think it's done.
I
He's a
think next
used up
year
hooker.
he's out.
Like he's fucking I'm off him. He's
Get
done.
another running back.
I
I
think
paid
he's-
all that money.
I think
and-
I think he'll be a cut candidate at
Yeah,
the end of the year.
I agree. I agree
Well,
with
I
you.
think he could be a cap casualty. For
100%.
Sure. Deebo Samuel though. What has happened with him?
Christian McCaffrey.
And now I know. No,
I
that's,
disagree.
Isn't he
I
hurt
disagree with that.
Is he still hurt, or did he
He's-
come back?
He's been hurt the past couple weeks. Also, Christian McCaffrey hasn't been there long enough for it to really affect him. The thing I'm saying is he hasn't busted for you, but he hasn't been booming for you either. And this is a guy that was top 5 last year. He was highly touted before the season. He was a very big name. And once he had that blow-up game against, what the hell was that team?
The Rams.
The Rams.
Whose defense we've already touched
terrible
on.
defense.
I mean, the targets are there for him.
No, they have been all. I will say, as somebody who drafted Debo fairly high, I guess you would say. I mean, the second round is a high pick.
He's very disappointing.
He has been disappointing in the sense, but I went into this year tampering my expectations for Debo. I knew Debo, all that rushing wasn't going to happen again.
Yeah, he's barely gotten any carries.
That wasn't going to happen. He was still going to be a good receiver, but he wasn't going to be in the top 5. But before he was hurt, he was in the top 10. And to be honest, I'll take that. He, like you say, he hasn't blown up.
Yep.
But if you have a good team, like other good receivers around Debo on your team, like in my case, for example, Justin Jefferson and Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then now CeeDee Lamb. Like if you have good receivers around him, and he's been solid for you all year, and I honestly think that you're not too upset with Debo. But if you drafted him to be your number 1 receiver,
Oh, you want
That's-
to jump
you're
off a fucking
disappointed
bridge.
right now.
'Cause
I
they're-
think context matters with Debo
There are teams out there that have their running backs as Jonathan Taylor,
and Debo.
Javonte Williams, and then Debo
Look at
is
Mason,
their number 1.
and look
Just
at how
fucking
bad
at
his
me
team
next time.
is.
Very terrible.
But like, look at how much Mason has struggled in our league. Mason's first 2 picks were Jonathan Taylor and Debo.
Just-
I
And-
also love how nobody won that trade between me and him. Like the trade me and
I
him made
really
was like
haven't,
the
to be
most
honest.
fucking mid trade ever.
And
yeah, and remember
like-
how much fucking like backlash that got?
yeah, but because
Yeah,
like at the
dude.
end of the day, it was kind of Jonathan Taylor for Mike Evans, but just mid,
And Scary
just
Terry.
Mid all
and
around.
Scary Terry, but like a bunch of mid.
It is a. He's just, yeah. I'm not really
You're on a
satisfied with his
fucking-
play this year.
You're on a 5-game win streak.
That's right.
I will say,
Shit.
Brandon Ayuk has been stepping up a lot.
Yeah.
And George Kittle has
As-
been stepping up. But
And now
Jimmy
Chris
G,
McCaffrey
baby.
is
I
also
still
there,
think
too.
Debo is going to be fine. I think they manufacture Debo touches. The targets have been there all year. I think even with Christian McCaffrey, he's still going to be in like the 8, 9, 10 target a game
Yeah.
range. And
I wouldn't hit the panic
I'll
button.
take that.
Yeah, I wouldn't hit the panic button.
I mean, maybe if he has a blow up game, see what you can get, but I wouldn't like I'm not off him. Definitely, especially not coming out of this bye. I think he'll be healthy. I'm not off him at all.
I wouldn't say like completely off him, but I'm disappointed in his play, and also, or not his play because he's still good. It's just it hasn't.
He hasn't blown
I'll
up.
say this: rest of season, you're pretty much not going to be satisfied with his games unless he scores,
Oh, and he's not playing this Sunday.
and he's not really scoring.
Nice.
I think that'll.
He's already out?
See,
Yep, it just came out.
he's out
He's out
already?
against the Rams.
That's actually not good
Oh,
because we're early in the week still.
oh, what's the injury?
Hamstring.
Oh,
Oh,
all right. Well, we're gonna have to keep an eye on that.
mm.
I'm still not off him, but we got to keep an eye.
Fucked again.
Yeah, I mean,
Fucked again.
I'm actually kind of glad
Damn.
I traded for CD.
Oh no, never mind. Forget that. I'm fucking stupid. That was week 8. That was week 8. Because they're playing 2 LA teams back to back, and for some reason I don't know why it still has week 8 for fucking week 10, but okay.
What are you reading off of?
ESPN app right there.
Oh my god.
Said he was out, even though it's
Oh,
fucking the
all right,
different
guys.
LA team.
Throw out
He's
a-
still questionable. He's not out yet.
Thanks,
He's
Tim.
questionable.
Thank
no problem,
you,
dude.
Tim. 'Cause I think Debo will be fine. He's had a whole week to get healthy. I think he'll play this week.
Yeah, he should.
He
Jesus
did, however,
Christ.
not practice at all this week so far.
So far.
That
Yeah, but
yes.
it's only the
Okay.
first day, though.
What about yesterday? He didn't practice yesterday. What
I'm
about
looking
today?
on Debo
Today I didn't see
Singh
anything.
to see if he did.
All
I think he'll
see is-
end up playing.
Yeah, he'll probably be fine.
What happened also to Amon-Ra St. Brown? Because that's one that's fucking really annoyed me.
I still think he's injured. Like lingering.
I
I
think,
think
it
it's
is
a
too.
lingering injury.
I also think it's injuries as well. I think the Lions' offense has gone cold as a whole.
Yep.
It's been out of sync as well. Like I'm sorry, man. It's not gonna be fucking Jamal Williams carrying this team for the rest of the year. Like I just don't believe that. Like there's just no way. Like it's not. I think there's gonna be positive regression. The past 2 weeks for Amon-Ra, 9 targets, 10 targets.
it just hasn't come through.
It
yet.
just hasn't come through. I think he'll be okay.
Plus the schedule too. His schedule recently has been fucking rough.
Yeah, I will say he's got some tough games coming
Chicago
up.
this week, the Giants the week after, Buffalo the week after.
But we've seen Amon-Ra St. Brown put up a good game against the Eagles and a pretty good game against the Vikings as well,
Yeah.
who have been 2 really good defenses this year. I think he's going to be okay. I think the talent is there. I think he will come through despite tough matchups. I don't think anybody does what he did by accident. Like, I don't think you do that.
No.
I just think, like we've already mentioned, he's been hurt. It's just another guy who's been bit by the injury bug this year.
I just hate how injuries exist within football. I wish you could turn them off like in Madden.
Yeah,
You
or
know,
turn them down.
Or,
I mean,
turn them down.
it's just
to,
a
like-
shame.
Like 10%. Like it's just been ridiculous. Because when a player gets hurt, it sucks to see. Because I've been really excited about Amon-Ra St. Brown since last
Same.
year, even before the draft when he went to the Lions. I really liked him coming out of college, and I thought the talent was there, and he really showed it last year, and he was showing it at the beginning of this year, and it's just kind of trailed off for me. So I've been kind of disappointed because I've been an owner of him in multiple leagues, and
See,
he hasn't really. come
I'd
through.
be worried if he wasn't so young still. That's why
I'm not
I
worried
kinda
about
feel
age. I'm just worried
Well,
about.
Well, I'm
this
saying
season.
like it's kind of like if he was older, I would fear it being like a Michael Thomas situation. But I think he's gonna be fine. Is
Oh,
what
yeah,
I'm
I
trying to
think
say.
he's-
What I'm
yeah.
trying to, I really think he's
It's
gonna
probably
be
just,
fine.
it's a lingering injury from what he had
Yes.
earlier in the year, mixed with a hard schedule.
Nobody's gonna. You're
inconsistent offense.
Don't trade
Yeah.
him right now. You're not going to get what you should. He is still an elite number 1, double-digit target a game potential. I think he's going to be okay.
in games that he's healthy. Well, playing a full game, he's having double-digit targets.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like,
in every single game.
and his touchdown, he hasn't scored since week 2.
Yeah, and I think
He's not scoring.
I
That's
think
the
he's
problem.
due
Yeah,
for a
he is due.
touchdown. And you know what? I can even see him being in like a Cooper Kupp situation where he's maybe a little disappointing this year. And like we just said about Jonathan Taylor, he falls in the draft next year and then he blows the fuck up
Yep.
again. So
Wait, a Cooper Kupp situation.
like so where Cooper Kupp the year he blew up got drafted in like the 5th round in our league.
Oh yeah,
Like I'm saying, where like a guy falls in the draft next year due to a disappointing performance. What I'm trying to say, what I'm getting at is, I think the talent is there. I'm gonna
I'm
keep
glad you
betting
found
on.
it.
I'm gonna keep betting on his talent.
No, I would bet on Amon-Ra's talent. I think it's all there. He's a great route runner,
He gets open.
and
He looks good.
he's the alpha. I should. Not Amon-Ra though. He's kind of a buy low candidate. I think people have been disappointed recently. He hasn't gone off since week 2.
Yeah.
I think you could playoff teams. You can sneak him on there.
If I'm your playoff team, I would try to buy him.
Oh yeah,
Good luck getting him from Dave, though.
Dave.
You're not getting
No
shit from
point.
Dave.
Dave's
No
fucking
point.
impossible to
No
trade with.
point.
He just wants your best players for nothing.
Pushing this towards Marc.
And-
why.
Oh, it's sorry.
Another player that I am very, very, very disappointed in, Darren Waller. I was so high.
Oh, fucking sky's blue. Like,
He's been great though.
no.
Yeah.
Derek Mid.
Does anybody? I hope some of our listeners remember Brian and I's argument earlier.
I don't
in
give
the
a
year.
fuck. Like
Too
he
many
was,
mouths to feed.
What you mean?
Too many mouths to feed.
What do you mean?
Devontae Adams counts as 3 mouths.
Literally, like,
Nah,
You still got other people to fucking throw to.
apparently
Have you
Derek
s-
Carr doesn't think that.
Oh, well, he fucking stinks.
hey, look, man. I watched a lot of Raiders last year because I was a Darren Waller owner last year. I've seen enough to, like, Derek Carr is not good enough to just create all these number 1 players in different positions. He is feeding Devontae Adams. That's all he can do. He's not going to support multiple fantasy relevant targets. He's not good enough for that.
And he's also just been hurt
Dead.
since
He's
week,
also
week 5. Week 5. Like,
being unbiased. Injuries have kind of killed him the past 2 seasons,
Yeah.
not just this year. I'm gonna say, look, guys, he's a little older. I think Darren Waller might be done, you guys.
For tight end,
And I'm
yeah.
sorry, like, it hurts. I
Yep.
know, because if you had him, like, if you have him on your dynasty team, like, I know this hurts. Like, if you didn't get rid of him, but
We kind of all knew coming into this, though, that there's really only 2 tight ends in the league that are different, and it's Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce. We kind of knew that from the start.
I didn't.
Darren Waller, well, it's clear you didn't, seeing as how you believed in Darren Waller.
Go fuck yourself.
I think he might be done. I really think this might be it
It's
for
just
Darren Waller.
it's too horrible of a situation.
It's
Derek
a
made-
shame.
Devontae Adams is going to require at least, like, I'm pretty sure they probably wrote it in Adams' contract. I need to be targeted at least 10 to 15 times a game.
But,
Otherwise,
like, he's so good to where you have to. So, like, I feel like if you're not giving him 10
trust me, I
targets,
know he's fucking good. He had 20 points on 1 fucking drive against me last week.
he can do that. Though. There's not many guys who could do that. And you have to give that guy 10, like, double-digit targets a game. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not looking good for Darren
Yet
Waller.
another wide receiver I questioned about leaving and going to another team thinking he would be terrible, and nope. Here we are.
And Dalton Schultz has been a disappointment too.
Well, he's also been dead.
Yeah, he's
But,
been dead.
Again, he's one of those
But,
things.
like,
without Dak, he's nothing.
But with tight end, it's so thin. But those were guys that were drafted very high, and
Yeah.
they were
With Dak, he had 9 targets,
hype
7 receptions,
heading
week 1.
into the season. It was just
And then it wasn't Dak until last week, or 2 weeks ago, which he had 7 targets again.
you got.
Double-digit points with Dak both weeks. But
We'll see if he's
Cooper
back.
Rush, I don't know. We'll see.
But fucking Taysom Hill scoring more than both of them combined. Like,
Fuck Taysom Hill.
are you kidding me?
Fuck Taysom
they
Hill.
just- They love that.
They just love him.
They just really love
Fuck
that.
them.
Fucking Saints.
So
Do we have anybody else on what happened?
No, that does it for what happened. What do you say? What do you say?
Is it time for the game?
I think
guess
it's
it
time for
is.
your.
Okay, so
'cause
we
it's
have
Mark's turn this week.
we have the match that stat, but or go shit in your hat again.
Can't wait to
Um,
fucking fail
I'll put
this
my-
one again.
This is my first time doing it, so hopefully I did okay with some of these stats. Hopefully it's a little challenging. We get at least one wrong.
Oof.
We're gonna
Positive
start-
regression on my end.
We're gonna start with running backs. So this player had 11 carries for 42 yards this week. Was it Brian Robinson, Darrell Henderson, Kareem Hunt, or James Robinson?
Okay. Well, I know it's not James Robinson. I know it's not Darrell Henderson because I own both of them. What were the other 2?
Brian Robinson or Kareem Hunt?
Kareem Hunt.
I'm gonna say it was Kareem Hunt.
You got are both locking in for
Yeah, I'm
Kareem
gonna
Hunt?
say Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
Correct answer is Kareem Hunt.
Okay.
11 rushes for 42
Positive regression,
yards.
Yes.
Brian Robinson had 12 rushes for 44 yards. James Robinson, 13 for 48.
I think Henderson.
Darrell Henderson, 12 for 56.
Because I had Brian Robinson and James Robinson. I know Brian Robinson had 66.
Hey, you guys did a good job on that one. You guys didn't have much, so hopefully it's a little harder. Wide receivers. This player had 7 catches for 36 yards this
Oh,
week.
Christmas.
Was it Rondell Moore, Darnell Mooney, Chris Godwin, or T. Higgins?
Fuck.
7 catches for 36 yards this week.
So you said so T. Higgins, Chris
Rondell
Godwin.
Moore, Darnell Mooney, Chris Godwin, or T. Higgins?
Wasn't Darnell Mooney because he had a touchdown?
I didn't factor that in.
Fuck.
But I only factored in the catches in the
Oh
yards.
no, fuck, it is Darnell Mooney. I think it is Darnell Mooney.
I did not put whether the player scored or not.
I'm gonna say it's Darnell Mooney. I
Make
think
it
he had
hard.
7. I think he had 7 catches. No, wait a minute. Hang on.
I'm
7,
going
3,
with
4. No, there's no way because he had 14 points.
Chris Godwin. Lock it in. Don't hurt yourself, Tim.
I'm trying to think. What were the other names besides Darnell Mooney? and-
Rondell Moore, T. Higgins, and Chris Godwin.
I'm gonna go T. Higgins.
T. Higgins, you locked in. You guys
Yeah.
both locked in. Chris Godwin and T. Higgins.
Yep.
The correct answer is Chris Godwin.
Fuck.
Chris Godwin, who had 7 catches for 36 yards. Rondell Moore had 8 for 69. Darnell Mooney had 7 for 48.
That's
T.
what it
Higgins
was.
had 7 for 60.
Let's go.
Brian is 2-0 so far.
That felt like a Chris Godwin.
That sounds
Yeah,
like a
but
Chris
the Buc-
Godwin stat line.
The Tampa Bay Mid-Ears
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay sucking ears.
All right,
Tampa Bay
let's go to
Buccaneers.
quarterback. I hope this one's a little more difficult.
Okay.
So
Oh man.
this one, I will put in how many touchdowns they had.
I don't even know the names. I'm just gonna
So-
say Sam Ellinger.
This quarterback had 129 yards passing this week.
Not Sam Ellinger.
Say that number again.
This quarterback had 129 yards passing this week.
Any
Was it-
touchdowns?
Was it Zach Wilson, Marcus Mariota, Baker Mayfield, or Mac Jones?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Mariota. Lock it in.
Mayfield.
Locking in Mariota, locking
it
in
in.
Mayfield. So notice how I said that I'm going to tell you how many touchdowns they had. This player did not have a touchdown. It was Marcus Mariota was the correct answer. So Marcus Mariota had
kidding me.
129 yards passing and no touchdowns. Zach Wilson had 154 and 1 touchdown. Mac Jones 147 and 1 touchdown. And Baker Mayfield 155 and 2 touchdowns.
Because I know there's only one starting quarterback that will throw for only 130 yards, and that's Marcus Mariota. So like,
All right, Brian's 3-0.
Yeah, I'm
So 3-1 here. Hopefully, I hope this one is the hardest one.
okay.
Tight end. This player had 2 receptions for 34 yards this
Fuck
week.
you.
Was it Will Dissly, Robert Tonyan, Dawson Knox, or Austin Hooper?
Can you repeat those names again, please?
Will Dissly, Robert Tonyan, Dawson Knox, or Austin Hooper? Two receptions for 34 yards.
So you have Dawson Knox, Austin Hooper,
Robert Tonyan
Robert
and Will
Tonyan,
Dissly.
Will Dissly.
I'm gonna go Tunyon. I'm gonna
Robert
say Robert
Tonyan?
Tunyon.
Will Dissly.
You're going to lock in Robert
That's
Tonyan?
why I was between. It was
and lock
between Will
in
Dissly or
Will
him.
Dissly?
That's, yeah.
The correct answer is Austin Hooper.
Fuck!
I got, but let's
Damn.
go. There you go. I got both of you. So look at how close this was. Austin Hooper had 2 catches for 34 yards. Will Dissly, 3 for 24. Robert Tonyan, 3 for 29. Dawson Knox, 3 for 25.
Jesus Christ.
That's how close that was.
Damn. I
So,
wanted to go 4-0.
Brian still wins 3-1.
Fucking God.
That was match that stat or go shit in your hat. Brian, for the most part, matched that stat. So I am glad I got 1, though.
This is Savage 22 Part 2. You can't tell me about shit. Whatever I
I knew-
want, I fucking get.
And I knew I shouldn't have picked Mariota because he didn't throw a TD. But what are you going to do?
Oh, man.
I actually
That was a
like
great
that
game.
game.
That
was
was a
fun.
good one. That was a good one.
When
That
we
was
like
fun.
started doing that game, I didn't think it was gonna be as fun as that, but it actually
It's
kind of
fun.
is. Yeah.
Pain.
Like, because you really got to think, like, what?
Like, wow, some of these guys suck.
Yeah, like,
Dude,
why are these guys on the list? Like,
Jesus.
like, oh, that guy did that? They did anything? Yeah. Seriously. They're fucking awful. Like, Will Dissly shouldn't be mentioned ever.
Like, I mean, oh my god.
But, oh, great game, Mark.
Yeah,
thank
that
you.
was a
Thank
good one.
you.
That was,
Yeah,
That's
that
good.
I was hoping I would get you guys with at least one.
With at least one.
But
Yeah,
I did, yeah.
you did. That was close. You were shitting yourself.
Yeah. I was like, is it really gonna fucking? I wish it was harder than it. I did pick like bigger name players, I guess, like Chris Godwin. But like, come on, he has 7 catches for 35 yards.
Yeah.
like
I would have.
that's or 36 yards.
I would have guessed like he would have had 7 catches, but like
70 yards,
yeah,
like 60.
that's
something.
that's usually Chris Godwin.
Do we have anything else for today?
Yeah, we do.
What else we
I mean,
got?
just breeze over some delights this season after we were
Ah.
talking about the bums of this season. Geno Smith, he has been a delight, top 10 quarterback.
slinger.
Honestly,
Slinger.
dude, I think he should get some MVP votes.
Yeah,
I'm serious.
that team's 6-2.
Like,
They're high flying.
Look, if you switch what
6
he's
and 3,
doing,
but still,
if you
it doesn't
switch
matter.
him, the name with Russell Wilson, they'd be saying he's an MVP candidate.
I guarantee you the Seahawks are worse with Russell Wilson this year than they are right now
100%.
Very possible.
with Geno Smith.
Because all the attention is always on Russell Wilson.
That's what I'm saying. If
He's
if
an
it were
attention
if you
whore.
switched it, and if Russell Wilson had Geno Smith stats, they'd be saying MVP candidate.
Exactly.
15 touchdowns, 2,200 yards, 4 interceptions.
He's
one
not turned the
fumble.
ball over.
Like
Not turning
which
the
is-
ball over. They're winning games. Kenneth Walker's been going off. Like you picked up Geno Smith off the waiver wire for fucking practically nothing. I guarantee.
congratulations.
If you like went no quarterback, kind of like if you punted quarterback, I hope you have Geno Smith right now.
And you could have done the same thing with Tua Tagovailoa. He's been great on a fantasy points per game this season. He's been in the top 5. He's on the stretch he has going down the season right now. He's well on his way to competing for the quarterback one.
In 7
And-
games, he almost has 2,000 yards and 15 touchdowns.
Like when you have Tyreek
7
Hill
games.
too, like you're
And
gonna
Jalen
get
Waddle.
those, and Jalen Waddle, you like Tyreek Hill, you are gonna get those bomb plays. He's just gonna get those.
He's
So
on pace for 2,000 yards.
that's gonna help your quarterback as well, though, throwing the bomb touchdown. So. Like these guys, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, these guys are locks almost.
Yeah.
Like these guys
Literally.
are amazing. And Tua, I don't care. You still have to have a good QB to get it done. Tua's making a lot of people, including myself, eat shit. He's been doing very well this year, and he deserves all the credit.
He's
Tua.
still underthrowing some throws, but other than that, dude, he's looked.
You still need to be
solid.
good to get it
Like,
done.
Yeah.
I don't care who your receivers are. You still need to be good to get it done.
If you can get the ball to their vicinity,
Yeah,
I mean,
literally.
come on.
Tua's
When they're
been
wide
great.
open down the field, Tyreek Hill and Jalen
It's literally
Waddle.
fuck it. They're down there somewhere.
Yeah.
Just
And
throw
if
it.
you
Like,
picked up Tua, again, if you went QB0, drafted Tua late, picked him up, you're in a good spot.
yeah,
Very
Wish
good
I picked
spot.
him up.
I kind of see, like, I had him, but I couldn't keep him because I had Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
So it was only fair.
yeah. It's only great that I traded you a quarterback and then traded you again to get a quarterback from you.
I don't know why
Yeah.
you did that.
I think
I had no choice. I hoped Aaron Rodgers would have been decent, but
One finger.
pretty much
uh,
what fucking Aaron Rodgers did to me, and I did it right back to him.
so. I'm gonna have some advice for you, Tim, moving forward. I suggest you get a little notebook and you write down every move you make.
Keep track of your previous moves.
And if you somebody comes to you with an offer or like
It was. I said it. It was one of those things.
You just
where I
gotta-
had
at
no
that moment you
choice.
needed
but you
it.
got to
That's
make
what
it
it
to
was.
where
It
like
was
they're
one of
not in
those-
conflict with each other. Because like
Oh no!
a lot
either
of your
way I
trades
went,
conflict with
either
each
way
other.
I went, it was a conflict. There was no way. Like it was one of those things, and I sat there and I looked at it. I was like, I'm really gonna have the fucking trade. I was talking to Dave to get either Dak or Gino.
Oh, well, good
And
luck trading with Dave.
That's
Like,
exactly. That's when I was like, you
yeah.
got to be fucking kidding
Good
me.
luck
And that's when you said something about you want Tua. I was like, well, fuck, I don't have a choice.
I gave you Garrett Wilson, who's been as soon as I trade him, he starts going off, of course. But
I think he'll be kind of like how he's been.
yeah,
Like just a little up and down.
The issue
like,
that I
we'll
had
see.
this year was that I made too many trades. Normally, I only make 1 or 2 trades.
Yeah, I kind of think you made
This
too many
year I made
trades.
way too many trades.
To be
Yeah.
honest.
I mean it just happens because sometimes you make a couple. If you start off with like a couple bad trades that end up like fucking you a little bit, then that's when you start making a bunch of. That's what happened in 2020 with me when I missed playoffs.
All right, well,
That was just
first off, my team state right now isn't even my fault. It's fucking Nathaniel Hackett. Okay? If he just used Javonte Williams the right way from the
But-
start, we'd be fine.
You
should be
did,
fired because
but-
your fantasy team's in the
Exactly. That's
toilet.
exactly why I should
you
be fucking
did make
fired.
a trade, Tim, for the next player
Yeah.
on our list.
Ramondre Stevenson,
who,
Yep.
who has been a total darling
top
so
10.
far.
Yep.
I am very upset. I gave him you, but
He's honestly
I was
been
worried about fucking.
or I gave you.
he's
him.
been like
Yeah.
I didn't give Ramondre Stevenson Tim Stewart.
No,
that
you
would just
didn't.
be fucking weird.
That's odd.
Yeah, I just
Interesting.
delivered him in like a package.
He-
Like,
he's
here you
been
go,
delivered.
Ramondre. Here's your
But yeah, no, he's been
Here's your
reward.
Tim.
he's been
Yeah.
fantastic. I appreciate. Thank you for that. He's been very good.
Literally like 20 points a game.
literally.
Like and getting the usage. Like I can't believe a Patriots running back is getting this kind of
I
usage.
know. It's so shocking. Like the last time we saw this was like Garrett Blunt in like 2016.
And it's like even then, like we've lived through like the Shane Vereen, James White, like
it was never
fucking
workhorse.
LeGarrette Blunt.
I'm so
like,
shocked.
Rex Burkhead on fucking New England, Danny Woodhead on New England.
It's
Like,
amazing what
they've
happens when you don't
always
have Tom
honestly-
Brady.
They've honestly always kind of ran a committee, but I think what you just said is
Yep.
right. Mac Jones clearly cannot be throwing the ball
No.
30 times a game. Bill Belichick knows that. Ramondre Stevenson's been making the most of it, man. And he's phasing Damian Harris out at this point.
I think he's just better than Damian
He
Harris,
is.
and that's why he's getting more carries. He's not getting like 90% of the snaps, but he's getting plenty of touches,
he's getting
and
receptions
he's getting
too.
carries and receptions and touchdowns.
Like,
Like,
he's
what
get-
the fuck?
He's in like the 20 plus touch a game margin right now. And Ramondre Stevenson's going to be a really high draft pick next year.
Oh,
Oh
and
yeah.
I
Fantasy.
guarantee
Oh
you,
yeah.
guarantee you, he won't do dick.
Nope.
Nope.
Something
You're-
will happen.
Because that's what the Patriots do.
Yeah.
It's not anything against him. It's just he's going to go off this year, and then you're never going to see him
Dick.
again. It's going to be Jonas Gray all over again. I would ride Ramondre Stevenson the rest of season, but
absolutely.
beyond that, to be determined.
Yep.
However, Josh Jacobs, what the fuck, man? What a delight.
Are
He's-
you fucking kidding me?
like?
Now, I will say
Cool
Josh
off a little
Jacobs
bit.
has come back down to earth. Look, I mean, I'll admit I'm kind of like a little bit of a hater of Josh
Yeah.
Jacobs. I'll kind of like admit I'm a little biased. I thought that he would cool off, and he's starting to. But to his credit, he was getting 20 or more carries a game in the games he went off in, and he hasn't gotten that since. And his production has obviously suffered. Look,
think
this
they'll go
week,
back to it.
mid 17 carries, 67 yards, 11 points, whatever.
I think I'll go
You'll
back
take
to
that from your second running back.
He's a guy that you got for literally nothing. He was left for dead.
I
Nobody
will say
fucking
though,
wanted Josh
his
Jacobs.
schedule does not get easy down the stretch.
That's
he has
true.
the Colts, he's got Denver, he's got Seattle, and then the fantasy playoffs, he has New England, he's at the Steelers, and at San Francisco. So I'm not gonna lie, he has a tough matchups going forward. Me personally, I think Josh Jacobs, he is still giving you way more than anything you've expected this
Yes.
season. He is definitely impressive in that
He-
way.
For
Still a sell high for me.
at least, I think he will be the rest of his
Yeah,
career.
it's still.
But however, he did give you, I guarantee you, at least 3 times this season.
He won you a
gave-
week.
He gave you a win. He probably gave you, if you've had Josh Jacobs all year as like your RB2 or a flex spot, he has given you a win at least 3 times. He has been a delight this season.
I'm gonna copy something you said a while ago.
What?
And say that you can't get too attached to these fantasy players.
No.
And I think you might do better with selling off Josh Jacobs while he's at the highest value he's ever been in his career right
We
now.
have seen this happen before.
Yes, we have.
We have seen this happen before.
That may be true, but we have to acknowledge the fact that he has been a
True.
delight,
He's
for
still
sure.
been above expectations. Way
And-
above.
And another guy that told us to fuck off, AJ Brown.
Yeah,
That
because
guy-
we were even down on him.
I mean, because we weren't sure what the passing would look like
Yeah.
in Philadelphia. With Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, they had Miles Sanders and Boston Scott and Kenny Gainwell, Jalen Hurts taking off on his own. We weren't sure how AJ Brown would look. And
It
he
wasn't that
looked
we were. It
amazing.
wasn't that we were down on him. It was where he was.
Let's-
His value.
Let's be
That's what it
honest.
was.
Nobody knew how far Jalen Hurts would come as a passer.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Even
let's
I
just
can
say-
that.
He has.
He absolutely
I-
has.
he-
2,000
is
yards,
telling-
12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
He is telling so many people to suck his fucking dick this year, and
Absolutely.
I'm totally here for it.
He's been a stud wide receiver too.
And
th-
and
throughout
Jalen
this whole
Hurts
year.
has passing has been a great reason for that. as well. And we're seeing AJ Brown truly excel.
They have chemistry.
He is like a borderline, like depending on who you ask, people are going to have him in their top 5.
I think he is a top 5.
AJ Brown.
Easily, I think he's a
And-
top 5.
In fantasy or the NFL?
NFL.
In general.
I think in general,
I
he's
think
just-
it's getting to that point now. I mean, he's been top 5 in yards for most of this season. And look at how incredible these receivers are that we have in today's NFL. You know, he's going up against the likes of Cooper Kupp, you know,
Justin Jefferson.
Justin
Jamar
Jefferson,
Chase.
Jamar Chase, fucking Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, even fucking God, I gotta stop smoking weed before the show.
Nah.
Well, that's
what
kind
makes
of the
it good
point.
fun.
But I mean, even going up against like fucking Debo, guys last year
Yeah.
who were up there, and I don't know, even fucking Devontae Adams,
Devontae
still
Adams.
on a different team now. Like he has been ahead of all these. DeAndre Hopkins, that was the guy I was looking for, and even him again coming back and showing he's still his true self. Like there are so many good receivers in the NFL.
Dude,
and
There is.
I think
he's played 3 games and already has 32 targets.
literally, I think AJ Brown's right up there with the best of them.
Absolutely.
100%.
He's up there, along with Amari Cooper, who was virtually left for dead this season.
Yeah,
He even fell to like
double-digit rounds. I've
double-digit
seen.
rounds. Like people just didn't give a fuck about him
Have
before
we all
this
like
season.
learned the lesson where it's just if the wide receiver's good, we just have to accept that the wide receiver's good,
Yeah.
no matter who the fucking quarterback is.
Yeah, we gotta,
gotta
stop.
stop.
We just
Stop
gotta
hating
stop.
them. Depending, if they're good, they'll get it done.
Like
Look
Jesus
at Tyreek
Christ.
Hill with Skylar Thompson.
AJ Brown, like all these guys that were mentioning. Amari Cooper, he's been good, not like, Hall of Fame level, but he's been very good. He's in the Hall very good.
Notice how he's on the best team in our league.
Yeah. Yeah, as a fucking second flex.
Yeah,
Like, are you kidding me?
that's a
And notice
big
how,
reason
and
why.
notice how the best team in our league has him and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
And Tyler Lockett, who could also be on this list, as
He
well.
very well could be.
Also
I didn't want
left
to
for
put too
dead.
many Seahawks on
True,
him.
yeah, but like literally just left for dead.
Well, I mean, to
some of
be
these
fair, I
guys
don't think any of us expected Geno Smith to like
No.
go off.
come out here and do
Like
this.
he's
Look,
good.
like-
Like he's good. Like
The funny part with this segment is hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you don't know until you know. However, we knew Zach Ertz wasn't going to have DeAndre Hopkins for 6 games this season, but he's been solid every single game
the tight
Like,
end 3.
at tight end. Like he's not going to get you 45 points ever, but he's a guy that gives you a nice floor. He's been very great. He was practically free to get him.
Literally.
He could have been the last pick of your draft or right off the waiver wire in some leagues. And he's been just better
Consistent-
than anybody.
just
Better
He's
than
only had-
Hawkinson, better than Waller,
Yep.
better than fucking Dalton Schultz.
Kyle
even-
Pitts. dare I
Kyle
say.
Pitts. What
I
the
mean, he's
fuck?
got 68 targets. Like he's
I've-
getting it's there. It's just
and-
he's consistent.
even with DeAndre Hopkins back, he's still getting his as well. He's not being forgotten about.
Exactly.
And he's
it
only
helps when a Marquise Brown also
true.
goes
But
out.
Zach Ertz has also he's had 1 game without double-digit points this
Yep.
year. And I'll take that for my tight end if you
Yeah,
didn't draft one of those
I
best
would
2
love
guys.
that. And his former teammate, Dallas Goedert, and like I said, tight end is so thin nowadays. There's not a lot of guys to really talk about. But however, this is a guy that was drafted after Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce, rightly so, but also Darren Waller,
Kyle Pitts, George
Kyle
Kittle.
Pitts, George Kittle, TJ Hawkinson, Robert Tonyan in some places.
Maybe.
I mean,
I'm assuming what he's the tight end. Yeah,
Pat
he is the
Freiermuth.
tight end 4. Okay.
I saw a lot of people reaching on Cole Kmet and Pat Freiermuth this year.
I was also thinking, and a lot of people I saw were thinking, there's too many mouths to feed in Philadelphia. Like, how is Dallas Goedert going to really contribute when you have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and how much running they're going to be doing?
Craziest part though is that Dallas Goedert is a mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he is one of the mouth. It's honestly, it seems like it's
like a
him and
mouth.
AJ Brown.
It's him. Yep.
Like they are because as much as it breaks my heart, Devontae Smith has been the guy who's kind of taken a back seat
Yeah.
Yeah.
this season. And I don't blame him. I still believe in his talent completely.
Oh, it's all
But
there.
I think he has been the guy who has unfortunately had to take a step back with the running game and with AJ Brown being just as dominant as just commanding targets almost because he's so dominant. And now Dallas Goedert, talent-wise, might be up there with the best of the best. His
Yeah.
problem has always been his drops.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's not doing that this season.
Honestly, his body type, like the way he reminds me of Marc Andrews
A little bit. Yeah. It's like they use him in all kinds of different ways too. And they
Came out of a
find,
small school, you know.
but like this is probably the best game I'd say he's had in his NFL career so far this past week. But I think it's going to keep coming. Like we talk about targets a lot on this show, but I think they're valuable. Like it's an easy stat, and I think they're very valuable.
It is valuable.
For a tight end, he has been targeted all year. He's been involved in almost every game, and he only has 2 touchdowns this season. He's still the tight end 4.
Wait until they
And
start coming. Then.
one of his touchdowns came this past week. So he had 1 touchdown coming into this week. And I just think he's due for positive regression there. And
Yeah. He's been a delight this season.
I think down the stretch, I think you're going to see Dallas Goedert start to take over and establish himself.
Yeah.
And that Marc Andrews maybe right below it, but I think he maybe might creep into that tier.
He very well.
I think he's got the
push
talent.
teams over the top.
So,
towards the end
yeah,
here.
I really think he's got the talent to be that good and be that productive.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's everything we have to talk about today. I had a fun time. Fucking A. I had
Fuck Frank Wright.
I had a fun time with y'all today.
Yeah,
And I think we touched on a lot of good topics. We had some fun with Marc's game.
hopefully you guys
Good job
enjoyed our
on your
activities
first time.
today. Yeah,
Hopefully you all had fun listening to us. And by the time you listen to this, I hope you all have a wonderful day the rest of the day. Thanks for listening to the Fantasy Buds podcast. We'll see you later.